I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and welcome to our podcast, For the Health of It. Remember to subscribe to our podcasts, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Are you suffering needlessly? Dr. Joe can give you advice on how to naturally get well and stay well. Dr. Joe Esposito.
What we're talking about today is there's a new strain of COVID that's out, and you may have heard about it. And what we know so far, and again, this is really early on, and I may have to retract this statement someday, is that it's more contagious than the other strain of COVID, whatever that other strain is or was. But the effects of it, if you get it, are about the same. It's not more infectious, it's just more contagious. Now, I talked about this way back when COVID first came out, when it was a new word to everybody. And COVID-19 is a virus. Viruses do what viruses do. They mutate. They mutate so that they can stay alive. So bacteria do it. Plants do it. So when the environment changes, so we come up with an antibiotic, let's say, for bacteria, and the bacteria starts to die off, it mutates. Nature mutates it so that it doesn't die off from that antibiotic anymore. So that's what's happening with the viruses. The viruses are getting stronger. They're learning. They're getting smarter, and so they mutate so that now we have different strains of this virus to keep the species alive. They're doing exactly what they should do in nature. We, on the other hand, have the opportunity to do things that can help fight them. And one thing we can do is keep our immune system strong. Now, the first part of the show, we talked about omega-6 fatty acids oxidizing and causing a lot of damage to the organs and can actually make COVID symptoms or mortality probably make it worse. Now, we know omega-6 fatty acids are bad because they cause inflammation. If they oxidize, if they go bad, that makes it worse still. If you heat them to a point where they can actually change their molecular structure, it's worse. So I really want you to stay away from vegetable oils. So that would be corn oil, soy oil, even coconut oil. If you heat it too much can be bad. Coconut oil is actually a mildly saturated fat, so it's low in omega-6 fatty acids. But olive oil is higher in omega-9 fatty acids, but it still has some omega-6s. But really just stay away from processed oils if you can. Because processed oils are processed. We want to eat foods as whole as possible. However close to the way they were picked in nature, that's going to be best. So an olive, you can't eat an olive off a tree. I have a little olive bush at my house. I'm hoping it becomes a tree. And you can't eat them. You have to process them. You have to put them in brine. Now that's a process. It's a mild process. Soak it in salt water. And then you can eat it. But then when you squeeze the oil out of it, that's more processing and concentrating those oils. And that's what I want you to stay away from. So there are other things that we're doing every single day that are weakening our immune system. So there's a lot of things we can do positive, a lot of things you can do negative. Lack of sleep. I just told a story in the first part of the show that the other day I did a late night show. And it was great. I was really on fire, had a lot of great callers. We do live shows a lot too, and we get callers. And I was just on fire, couldn't get to sleep. So I had to wake up and go to work. I was really tired. And I had a little scratchy throat. Now I thought, am I getting sick? I don't know. So I took a double dose of vitamin D. I took a double dose of glutathione, double dose of Dr. Joe's Essential Source and Super Greens, double dose of B complex I think I took as well. And within hours, I was fine. So the point of that story was get to an issue as quickly as possible. Don't let things drag out. And that goes for your immune system. It goes for neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, car accidents. If you're in a car accident, folks, that day, once you're able to dial a phone, I want you to call our office and make an appointment, whether you have pain or not, because many times things set in and then the insurance companies will say, well, you didn't go to the doctor right away, so you weren't hurt. Well, I was in shock. I was in a coma. I mean, sometimes it gets that extreme. And then you want to get to us as quickly as possible for many, many, many reasons. Same thing with your immune system. When I was tired, I did everything I could to give my immune system a little boost. I was fine. So your body can't make as many infection-fighting cells and proteins called antibodies that help defend against the illness when you're tired. Your body releases certain types of proteins that help the immune system called cytokines only during sleep. So these cytokines that help the immune system only can be produced when you're sleeping. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you don't have enough time to produce these cytokines, the immune system gets weaker. Now, if you have trouble sleeping, go to our website, drjoe.com, and listen to the show we did on sleep. Just type in sleep in the search bar, hit enter, and the show should come up. Now, any topic you're looking for, I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a second. Whatever health issues you have, go to our website, drjoe.com, type in what you're looking for. Chances are we've done a radio show, we've done a blog, we've done audio, we've done a video, we've done an article on it, and you can get a lot of good information from it. If you can't find the answer that you're looking for on the website, drjoe.com, send us a message. You're going to see when you get on the website, a little bot pops up and says, "Hi, can we help you? Would you like to chat?" Sometimes we're live. It's either me, Joe, or Garrett who are there, and we see it pop up right away, and we'll respond to you immediately. If we're not sitting at our computer, because, I don't know, we're doing things like seeing patients, just leave a message. We will get back to you as quickly as possible. Make sure you put in your right email address. Every now and then I send it back, and it bounces back to me because you didn't put in the right email address. So don't get mad at me if you messed up. So we will get you an answer. And if you need to make an appointment, you can do it right online. It says right next to my picture on the home page, it has appointments, or you can call us. The number's on everything. And we're more than happy to set you up an appointment to come see us. But don't wait. Don't wait too long. The longer you wait, the harder it is to fix things. So you probably want to come see us. So if you're having trouble sleeping, that's where the tangent I got off on. You can listen to the show we did on sleep. And if you still have questions, call us. This is a kicker. Anxiety and stress weaken your immune system. I had to stop watching the news. And I'm a news junkie. I love watching the news. Because all it was politics, COVID, politics, COVID, politics, COVID. I got it. And I didn't want to hear everybody screaming at each other anymore. I want somebody to come out who's going to be a savior and say, all right, everybody take a breath, time out, back to your neutral corners, stop screaming at each other. And so I have to stop it. Now I'm watching reruns of Futurama sometimes because there's nothing else I want to watch, but stress will get you. And I found that when I watched TV and I was hearing all this, I'm not saying, hide in a bubble somewhere, but in small doses. And so the stress will get you. So we're on lockdown. We're talking about another lockdown. Kids not learning from school. Kids not having socializing. People not being able to socialize. People not able to go out and be with their friends, their family, their boyfriends, their girlfriends. That's stress. This is a new world. And we as humans haven't evolved yet to get to be in this new world. And so that's very stressful. Stress weakens the immune system. Weaken the immune system, you're more likely to get sick. The more likely to get sick, the more stress you're going to have. So like Elvis Presley said, I'm caught in a trap. You're stuck. And so dealing with stress is going to be really, really important. Now, there's three types of stresses we have to address. Chemical, physical, and emotional stress. Chemical stress is the easiest one to deal with. You have control of what you put in your body. And we said earlier, 96% of all COVID-related deaths are nutritionally related. What you're putting in your body. 94% of all COVID-19 related deaths are diet-related comorbidities, meaning your diet has caused sicknesses and now your body is weaker when it's exposed to things like COVID-19. So we're trying to come up with a vaccine that's 95 or 98% effective, whatever the number is today. And yet we have something that you can do for free that's 94% effective. No side effects, no worries about is it going to make me fertile? Is it going to make me crazy? Is it going to affect my brain function? Is it going to affect my kid? No concern. It's actually going to help you by changing your diet. Just that simple. And yet we keep talking about we have to get vaccines into everybody. Excuse me. We have to social distance. We have to isolate. We have to wear masks. We have to keep our kids away from each other. I was talking to one of my patients the other day, and she said she can't even play with her grandkids. She goes to visit them, and they social distance. They go outside, and she goes, nothing in my life has hurt me more than the fact I can't hug my own grandchild. And yet here we have a 94% success rate. We should do it. I do. I think you should too. But there's chemical stress, so you can decide what to eat. If you don't know what to eat, go to our website, drjoe.com, type in, so what can I eat? It's a whole hour lecture I gave you. Breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks, stocking your pantry, unstocking your pantry. The first book I ever wrote called Eating Right for the Health of It is a great guide on what to eat. First half of the book tells you how to change your diet. Second half is recipes. You don't know what to eat? There it is. Make all 220 recipes, whatever it is. And when you're done, pick out your favorites. It's just that simple. And everything in there is easy to make. It's anybody with no cooking skills. I bet you even Garrett could make every recipe in this book. That's how easy it is. Garrett's not a chef. He says that. That's self-proclaimed. So I'm not picking on him. So.
I make toast.
Toast? You good at it?
I'm great at that.
Both sides?
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. That's my job.
That's it. Sierra cooks everything else. Garrett cooks the toast. So, but really, everything in that book, and I think Garrett will vouch for it, everything in that book is so easy to make. So if you don't know what to eat, we have the resources for you. And the website, we have over 1,500 hours of podcasts and blogs on the website. It's all free. You can download anything you want. If you're a listener, you can go to any of your podcast companies and type in Dr. Joe for the Health of It. That's the name of my book. It's also the first book. It's also the name of the podcast, Dr. Joe for the Health of It. And you could listen to hours and hours and hours of podcasts, and you'll never get sick of it because it's all fun information, me telling you what to do. So chemically is really easy. And supplement-wise, the minimum supplements everybody should be taking, in my opinion, is Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, and Dr. Joe's Vitamin D. I take 5 drops of vitamin D a day. I can't imagine why you're not. It's the least expensive insurance policy I'll ever have. Now, I had somebody going back and forth with me in messaging saying that the vitamin D used up so quickly. She was taking dropper fulls. And I said, there's a difference between a dropper full and a drop. And she wasn't understanding this. And we kept going back and forth. And I said, 5 drops. She goes, I only take 2 dropper fulls. And it disappeared very quickly. Drops, not dropper fulls. Make sure we get that right. 5 drops a day. I take other supplements as well. I take adrenal support for stress. It helps control stress. Omega-3 fatty acids for inflammation. B complex, because your nervous system needs that. I take men's hormone support, which helps keep my testosterone levels up. I take estrogen regulator, which helps prevent my testosterone from converting into estrogen. So we customize a plan for all our patients of nutrition. So chemical stress is easy. Okay, we've got that under control. You can't prevent yourself from sitting behind a truck that's spewing out diesel fumes, but you can decide what goes in your body and what supplements you take. That's what you have control over. Physical stress. If you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, headaches, numbness, tingling, folks, most cases, that's a chiropractic case. Easy, quick. I don't know why chiropractic is not the portal of entry for every single back pain case in the world. And if it's not a chiropractic case, we could always do PRP for you. We have that available in our offices. PRP is we take your blood, take out the platelets, and put it back into the body, stimulate new growth and healing. It can be used for arthritis, knee arthritis, shoulder arthritis, wrist, spinal arthritis. It works amazing for arthritis. It works great for muscle tears, trigger points. We can even do headaches. Many times we'll respond to PRP. We can do nerve injections. We can inject the spine. We can do ablations, which is where you burn what's called a median nerve branch, and we burn that, and that's the one that feels the pain. Chemically burn it. It's not as bad as it seems. Now, the good news is that usually grows back. So some people say, well, that's bad, Dr. Joe, the pain comes back. No. Once we do that, we're able to do better chiropractic manipulations because you're not in so much pain, and in many cases, that's the combination you need. If you have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, you're not digesting your food properly. Many times we need to adjust or pull the stomach down away from the diaphragm. So we have a whole protocol to deal with the physical stress that your body's under. And then there's the mental stress. Now, the mental stress often comes from the chemical and physical stress. And once the body is healthier, it's able to better deal with the mental stress or the emotional stress. And so if you're in pain, you have a bad diet, and you have something go on emotionally in your life, a lot harder to deal with than if your body's healthy and something emotional goes on in your life. So anxiety and stress weakens the immune system, and that's what we're talking about today. And there's a lot of things you can do for that. In our office, we have a whole gamut of things that we can offer to you that'll hopefully work with you. So if you do want to make an appointment, you can do it right online, drjoe.com. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. You can call us. We take most insurances, car accidents, sports injuries. We file the insurance for you, Medicare. We're more than happy to do everything we possibly can to try to make you the healthiest you can be. And all the supplements we talk about, we can ship them to you, or you can pick them up in our offices, save yourself some shipping. Real simple way to save a few bucks. Low vitamin D, of course, is one of the simplest things you can do to keep the immune system strong. It's necessary for strong bones, blood cells. It helps boost your immune system. In the wintertime, we're not getting the sun. Even if you are out in the sun, the UVB rays that are hitting the earth are on an angle, so it's not producing the right amounts of vitamin D. UVB interacts with cholesterol in the skin. Cholesterol produces vitamin D. I take 5 drops of Dr. Joe's vitamin D a day. Again, that's a simple, easy, no-brainer, even if you're not willing to do anything else I'm not going to change my diet. I'm not going to go see Dr. Joe for chiropractic care. I'm not going to get medical treatments if I need it. At least Super Green Essential Source and vitamin D, folks. Please, that's the minimum. Those are on the website. Certain medications. This is something nobody's talking about either. Certain medications, including things that treat allergies, arthritis, lupus, irritable bowel syndrome, organ transplant. What do? They weaken the immune system. Corticosteroids, for example. Inflammation inhibitors, chemotherapy for cancer. What do? They weaken the immune system. So talk to your doctor if you're taking prescriptions, or you could look it up yourself and find out if they have any effect on the immune system. If they do, you have to be more vigilant to keep the immune system strong. Another thing that you can do that's easy, cheap, and fun to do is eat more fruits and vegetables. Foods like fruits and vegetables help make more white blood cells, and you need those to fight off infections. Fresh produce and nuts and seeds are packed with zinc, beta-carotene, vitamins A, C, and E, and a lot of other nutrients that keep the body healthy. Plant-based foods are filled with fiber, and that helps lower your body fat percentage, which will strengthen your immune system. Fat will weaken the immune system. It's one of those comorbidities we talked about. I used to be fat. I know what it's like. I have stretch marks on my chest, stretch marks on my legs. I know what it's like to be fat. And I understand. So if you are overweight, go to our website, drjoe.com, for free, and listen to the shows we've done on weight loss. Just type in weight loss, hit enter. You have so much information. You have a library of information at drjoe.com that you can look up your specific issues, and we've probably done shows on it, or articles, or blogs, or posts. Utilize that information. Learn from that information. And it's funny because I've had many employees over the years, and they'll come in and I'll say, listen, I'm vegan, Garrett's vegan, Dr. Cat is vegan, nobody else is vegan. I don't care if you're vegan. I just care that you listen to the shows, listen to what we teach the patients, and then you decide. Inevitably, the staff starts taking supplements. They start eating better. They start making better choices because I lead as example. And that's the easiest way and the best thing you can do. People say, well, Dr. Joe, I live with somebody who's not going to change your diet. That's fine. They're not forcing food down your throat. You live by example. And when you live by example, I promise you, these people are going to start taking an interest. Really? That's interesting. Tell me more about that. It works real well. If you smoke pot, you probably shouldn't, especially now. This is not a moral judgment. This is a health judgment. It can inflame your lungs. And if you use it regularly, it has the same breathing problems that you get from smoking cigarettes. Same thing with vaping. Well, vaping is different. No, it is different. It's not better. It's just different. And we know that people that smoke vape or smoke pot, if they do get an infection, because COVID attacks the lungs, can make it a lot worse. And so if you smoke, stop. Is it hard to stop? Yes. But here's the thing with addiction. Go to our website, drjoe.com, listen to the show we did on addiction. And I talk about the neurophysiology of addiction, how it affects the brain, the dopamine receptor sites, the nucleus accumbens, and the things we can do to help fight addiction. I remember going to an AA meeting one time, and everybody there, almost everybody, was drinking coffee, diet soda, and cookies, and smoking. And I thought, okay, they exchanged one addiction with another. No, and I wanted to speak. They wouldn't let me speak because I wasn't an alcoholic, which I thought was stupid. But I find when people get their nutrition levels up, if they start taking supplements, Super Green, Essential Source, vitamin D, omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory, when they get the nutrition levels up, the addiction gets easier to deal with. So that's really important, that you got to get those nutrition levels as high as you can within reason. And that's why we have the protocol of supplements. That's why we offer chiropractic care. Chiropractic care releases dopamine, releases endorphins in your body every time you get adjusted. So people say, oh, Dr. Joe, that was an amazing adjustment. I feel so good. Part of it was unpinching the nerves, but part of it was the brain releasing endorphins. Now, endorphins are painkillers that are 16 times more powerful than morphine. And so you're getting high from an adjustment. Now, you're not going to get stoned on it. You're not going to, get addicted to it, but you're getting this release of chemicals that make you feel good. Not only is it unpinching nerves and realigning joints, taking the stress off the joints, helping reduce arthritis, balancing muscles. There's a ton of benefits to chiropractic care, but one of it is usually feels good. Now, the nice part is if you come in our office, we have 6 doctors. Each doctor practices a little different technique. So you may say, well, Dr. Joe, I like your style. Well, I like Dr. Irwin's style. I like Dr. Pam's style, Dr. Kat's style, Dr. Amy's style, Dr. Martini's style. His name is Joe, too. That's why we call him Dr. Martini, not Dr. Joe. So we have 3 Joes in our corporation here. So everybody has a little different style, so it doesn't matter who you see. I want to go see Dr. Amy. Okay, great, go see her. She's wonderful. I want to see Dr. Pam. That's great. So it doesn't matter. You get to try different doctors out all in one place and decide what you like best. And that's what's nice about this. If you're eating a high-fat diet, fat hinders white blood cells. Fat will clump your blood cells together. And in fact, we can do this. I've seen this already, where we can take a blood sample of someone like me who's a vegan, and the blood flows very easily, very quickly. It's bright red. And then you take somebody who's a meat eater or eats the standard American diet, and their blood is thicker, darker. It has a viscosity to it. And if you let it settle, and I've seen this study done many times, you can actually see the fat rise to the top of people that have a high-fat diet. What that's going to do, it can upset the balance of bacteria in your colon, and about 80% of your immune system is in your colon with bacteria, and it's going to clump the blood cells together. So once again, we want to stay away from those high-fat diets. I'm not a fan of these high-protein, high-fat diets. They may have some benefits, but they have a lot of negative consequences as well. Another thing we can do to keep ourselves healthy with this new strain of COVID that's out, and we don't know what it's going to do, get outside. Go for a hike. Go take a hike. Get outside, do gardening, clean your house, wash your windows outside. Any chance you can, if it's comfortable weather, get outside. That alone, that activity is amazing to help build the immune system. Because you're outside, you're getting sunlight, there's a benefit to being in nature. So just go out. Get a dog, walk your dog, walk Garrett's dog. He'll let you walk Maggie, I think. You can work that out as a deal. So get outside, and you're going to feel so much better. Again, if you smoke, stop. I don't know what else to say about that. Smoking is so dangerous on so many different levels, and now more than ever, smoking, vaping, pot, all these things are extremely dangerous. It's not a moral statement, it's a health statement.
And that turns into a negative feedback loop because you're doing these things, you're smoking cigarettes or weed or vaping to curb stress, but you're getting more stressed because you're ruining your adrenals, you're destroying your thyroid, and not able to handle the stress that comes after the fact, right, as well as you were before you indulged.
Yeah. It's silly. Another thing we can do to keep ourselves healthy, romance. Good news. Weekly intimacy seems to boost your immune system compared to those who have less intimacy. Trying to keep it clean here. Romance raises the level of germ-fighting substances called immunoglobulin A, or IgA. More is not always better. Sorry, folks. Couples who had relations more than twice a week didn't see a benefit to their immune system. But romance is something that can actually help build the immune system, which is very important and makes you feel good too. And then it also helps, if it's a healthy relationship, can also help build that bond, which is also good for the immune system. So there's a lot of benefits here, and it's good exercise too. And so we'll switch gears here. Alcohol, which may lead to romance. Overdoing it slows your body's immune system to fight germs for up to 24 hours. So if you're at a party and you're crowded and you're breathing everybody else's stinky bad breath and you're drinking, you weaken your immune system for up to 24 hours. Over time, drinking too much blunts your body's ability to repair itself. It lowers testosterone. There's a ton of negative side effects. If you go to our website, drjoe.com, and type in the word alcohol, we did a show on alcohol not long ago, 2 hours of nothing but alcohol. And we discuss all the benefits as well as the downside. And again, when I do these shows, if you're a regular listener, you know that. I talk about the benefits of things that aren't good for you because there are some good, but there's a lot of bad. So even smoking pot, there's some benefits. There's cannabinoids in there. Cannabinoids affect the cannabinoid system, which can help control pain and stress, but it has downsides as well. Now you can do hemp oil, which is not pot. Of course, it's hemp, but it's a cousin of pot. And we have a hemp oil on our website, drjoe.com, that helps the cannabinoid system, but it doesn't have any THC, and of course, you don't smoke it. Folks, I'm almost done with the show. If you have any questions, go to our website, drjoe.com, send us the questions. If you want to make an appointment, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, digestive issues, medical treatments, spinal injections, ablations, PRP. Go to our website, drjoe.com, click on the link, the tab on the top that says services, and drop down. You'll see all the services that we offer. The supplements you talked about, again, minimum supplements, Super Green, Essential Source, and Vitamin D, all on the website, drjoe.com, or come pick them up. Save yourself some shipping. We have offices, again, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We want to be your doctor. We accept most insurances. The first visit is normally $375. We've reduced that to $199. Visits beyond that, most insurances we accept, car accidents, sports injuries. If you're ever in a car accident, if the car was damaged, you were damaged, come see us. drjoe.com. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Tell your friends about the show. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening to For the Health of It. Remember to subscribe to this podcast, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well. You can also listen to and call into my radio show live Sunday evenings from 7 to 9 Eastern Time on WSBRadio.com and on a WSB Radio app.